Awesome. Except I've been betrayed. That's great. That's what it's all about. Awesome. Hi, I'm Xavier.
Hi, I'm Bree.
And welcome to MelodiFIGHTivalen,
the extremely subjective Eurovision opinion tournament.
Yay! Welcome to episode 1, and we have a special guest. This is Mitchell Turek. Welcome.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going very well. Good old Isolation has us doing this on Zoom, but it's what a great low-budget season 1.
Yeah.
So, we've got a question for you, Mitch. Tell our viewers, what is Eurovision?
Eurovision is a song contest that brings across countries from all of Europe and now Australia. And they all compete for the chance to be the biggest song winner.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty right.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite Eurovision song?
Ooh, Eurovision wide. Oh, I'm a sucker for Satellite by Lena. I know it's not like the classic Eurovision song, but I love it. It's cute. It's fun.
Yeah.
And do you have much of a history with Eurovision?
Yeah, well, I was dating someone who was really into it, so I was made to sit down and watch all of them. I love it. I think it's great, but I'm no expert.
Seeing as this is episode 1, Bree and I, we're hardcore Eurovision fans. I've been watching since 2007, making Excel spreadsheets of my preferential list from first to last every year. And I got very emotional in 2015 when we could vote in Australia. So good. And Bree, I think, has been an even longer fan than I have.
Yeah, I can't even really tell you the first time I started watching it. I think the first song and image I have is of Ruslana with Wild Dances. I just wanted to be her so much. I don't think, it was just so passionate and so fun and so silly. And I just thought she was the person to be. And ever since, I've just loved it. Used to, wake up at 4 a.m. to watch it, scream at the television when I thought they got it wrong. And I just love it.
So how this works is we are running a full Eurovision tournament bracket of most of the songs from 2016. We've included 6 songs from the semi-finals that we like. We took it in turns to send in a wild card just to make it a balanced bracket. And here they are. This is completely subjective. This is just 3 Australians' opinion on a European song contest. So you may have completely different ideas of what should get through, but that's part of the fun of this whole thing, to see what 3 random Australians think of this Eurovision year. 2016 we're looking at, where the actual winner, it was 1944, I think, Jamali, from Ukraine. An interesting year where they changed the voting system. Bree and I were speaking about your heartbreak in 2016.
Hashtag Dami was robbed. Yeah, it was the first year they changed the voting system, I guess, in a way to make it more interesting, in the way the vote went through. And it definitely was, but there is live footage of my actual heart breaking in real time, watching it at I think it was about 6:45 in the morning, whatever the time was. Hadn't slept the night before. We were so close, but I mean, I'm clearly over it. It's fine.
But let us know in the comments if you disagree with any of our choices, but it's all in good fun. So let's give with that spirit. With that said, we're going to dive straight in and go into our first match of the tournament, which is the winner, Ukraine versus Switzerland. Ukraine versus Switzerland, the last of our kind, or 1944 versus the last of our kind. Bree, thoughts about 1944?
Look, I promise I have no ill will towards Jamala, except Dami is robbed. But look, I think it's an excellent song. I think thematically it's obviously very beautiful. Eurovision has that we're not political thing, but I guess the nature of the contest is to be a countries coming together. So there is always a bit of that behind it. And I think the song being based on some pretty heavy themes is very beautiful. And I think her voice is just incredible. It's outstanding.
I agree. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, emotionally charged. You can feel the sadness and the passion in her face. I get real, Kate Bush vibes from it. I think it's fantastic. Very wailing woman kind of sound. Incredible. You can see why it won.
I'm in a similar thought to you guys. A lot of people said it was political. It should be allowed because they're not supposed to be. But I think it's historical. I don't think they really pushed a political spin on it. It's just a really serious moment. It's the song is about the deportation of the Crimean Tatars in 1944, a thing that actually affected the family of Jamala. That's why it was written about. There's actually the Crimean language in the song. That's what the chorus is, which I think is super cool. I really love when languages other than English are in the contest, but especially something like this that's a really specific thing to the story, and just vocal techniques. Plus we see some pop vocals, the traditional vocals, and some operatic legit stuff at the top right at the end. We're moving on to the last of our kind, Switzerland.
I like it. I think I was surprised it was a non-qualifier. I thought it was definitely going through. I think her performance is excellent. I kind of think it's just a very good representation of the country of Switzerland in a song. It's very nice. It's very polite, and that's not a negative thing. Nothing too exciting. I think it's just a lovely song to listen to.
Aside from the song, I just love that beginning with the smoke surrounding her and her bright curly hair like fire. This is really cool.
I like that she gets her squats in to the song. Yeah, I really like the song. It's sung really well. I enjoyed this motif. Let's vote on who's our very first qualifier into round two. I'll start us off. My vote's for Ukraine. Bree?
Yeah, look, of course, yeah, Ukraine.
And Mitch?
Yep, I've got to give it to Ukraine. Absolutely.
Let's move on to our second matchup, which is Italy versus Azerbaijan. Italy's No Degree of Separation versus Azerbaijan's Miracle. Both really strong songs, really good pop songs in slightly different pop genres. Let's talk about No Degree of Separation. Mitch, thoughts?
It's cute. It's a cute song. I love the floating props, the Windows XP backdrop. But no, it's cute. It's cute. I really like it.
Awesome. I liked it. I like it as well. It's really soft. The whole thing gives me Sarah Bareilles vibes, the vocals. And
I was thinking that, yeah.
I love it. This is actually one of my secret favorites. I think just the visual storytelling, particularly from a song that's not in English, because I don't know any other languages. And I just think the visual storytelling of everything about her, from the props, from the use of lighting to her costume, that makes me think she is a tree. She brings me in. It's very, I don't know, very forest-like. I'd be lured into whatever gingerbread house she wants to take me into.
Awesome. Moving on to Azerbaijan's Miracle. Let's talk about that one. Mitch, thoughts?
Oh, I love it. Catchy, high energy. Just that the first moment where the arms out and the fire wings explode from the screen. It's really cool. I mean, if you've got Sarah Bareilles on one side, then I feel like you've got the Pussycat Dolls on this side.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of the graphics, both of them had examples of graphics, but especially Modigre Separation.
I think as well, if we're thinking back to the past contest the year before, 2015, was when Mans won with Heroes. With Eurovision, there seems to be that a lot of the time, whatever wins the year before is over prevalent the next year, just as it is a lot. So throughout a lot of the performances, there is that kind of graphics. So it's interesting to see some is used, I think, extremely well, and I think some seem like an afterthought. So it's very interesting to see where they fit in that.
In terms of Miracle, I really like this one. It's super catchy. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Like it just really gets in there. The choreography is solid. It's reminiscent of like Britney era, like strong stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe one of the female backing vocalists was also a backing vocalist for another country this year as well. I enjoy the pyrotechnics, but there might have been a bit too much in Miracle, but good performance. I like it.
Yeah, I really like Miracle. I think for this one, it feels like you could place this song and this performance in any of the past 10 years before and any of the 10 years past, and it would fit in very well with Eurovision. Some of them seem very product of their time, whereas this one just seems like a good Eurovision pop number.
Okay, let's vote for this one. Bree.
Oh, this is interesting because this was actually 16 versus 17 where they finished, so they're very close, but my vote goes to Italy with Francesca.
Great. Mitch, where are you voting?
Yeah, tough choice, but I have to go with Miracle. I just think it's so catchy.
Awesome. I'm really torn. This one's hard for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Italy. It made me feel things. Let's listen to the next one. We've got Poland and Czech Republic. What Colour Is Your Life from Poland, and I Stand from the Czech Republic. Two stand and sings. This one's really interesting. There's a big split in the results from this. There's a song that came, we got 8th and 2nd last in the final, but two really strong vocal performances. So Poland, What Colour Is Your Life is an interesting song. I initially struggled to really connect with the song. I think it's really nice. The vocal performance is fantastic. He's clearly a really wonderful singer. I would have maybe liked to hear him sing something a bit harder. I think the melodic style of it was very like thirds, leaps and things, which was really popular in sort of 90s, early 2000s ballads. This was really popular in the public, this one. Bree, thoughts on What Colour Is Your Life?
I think the most important question to ask is what colour is your life right now?
Maybe that's why I didn't connect with it, because I didn't know which colour my life is.
And I did listen to some of his other music, and it's a lot more poppy and it's a lot more interesting, I thought, and I really like it because I love his voice. So I did think it was an interesting choice. Thematically, I'm obsessed with his outfit. It's very what I think the Nutcracker would be if it came to life and went, to a nightclub. That's what I think it is. And his hair is spectacular.
Yeah, it didn't quite connect to the song. I was thrown by the kinetic typography. I don't think that was really well done. Just kind of came out of nowhere at the last parts of the song. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite either.
Well, let's move on to I Stand, which I think I was surprised by both placings, because I thought this was a really strong song, maybe because there's some really epic presentations and this was quite simple, stand there, one person. I'm actually quite into this song.
Yeah, I really liked it. I won't attempt to sing it, but towards the end, where there was a very deep, gravelly almost note, the choice I made helped me. I just felt she was so into the song. She was so passionate. I believed every word she was singing.
I think this is one of the ones where the visuals really added to the performance as well. You've got the awesome geometric shapes like billowing out from where she stands. And then at the end, when she has her Elsa from Frozen moment and she takes down her hair with the flowers falling down, I thought it was really incredible. The one thing that I couldn't get over at the beginning was the screen behind her as a G, which obviously is for Gabriella, but it's so similar to the GameCube logo.
Let's vote this one. Mitch, where are you standing? Where are you standing for this one?
I am standing with I Stand.
That's one vote for Czech Republic. Bree, what colour is your vote?
My vote is, look, I think for this one I'll go back to what song would I listen to, what song would be, what song would I jam out to in the shower, and that would be I Stand.
Awesome. This is our first really controversial one because the Polish entry was quite common. It's obviously won, but I'm going to put a vote in for the Czech Republic as well. And let's talk about our next matchup, which is Lithuania versus the United Kingdom.
4,000 years through a million seas with a hungry heart every day apart. I've been waiting for this night. I've been waiting for this night. When I see your smile and you're beautiful, you're not alone. We're in this together. All that you want is fighting forever, and they don't need to know.
Okay, so we've got Lithuania's I've Been Waiting For This Night and the United Kingdom's You're Not Alone. Bree, thoughts on Lithuania's I've Been Waiting For This Night?
Donny Montel. I think this is one of my absolute favourites. I love this song. It is infectious, it is fun, but it's still an interesting pop song, I think. There's some very rhythmically, it changes about. I think the presentation is excellent. He seems to have a background in dance. I just don't know why you would put smoke in front of someone doing a double flip. Like, in the context. Yeah, he does a double flip. Or a single flip. I don't know.
He does cool.
Either way, it was a flip and it was hidden, and it was
a flip behind smoke. And I just think if you can do a flip, you should have just done them all around the stage.
I looked down briefly and I thought he'd had a costume change mid-flip in the smoke. And I was like, did he take his jacket off there? But no, that was early.
You did that before, yes.
I feel like between this and the UK, it was really Battle of the Eyebrows. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. But yeah, really fun song. His dancing was great. I have to give him that. It's really cool.
It's really slick choreography in terms of between him and the camera. So is the entire show, but he would find his next camera really, really strongly. Yeah, I am a big fan of Donny's 2012 entry because he's represented before. A really disco-y sort of song. And you'll find out later that I really enjoy a disco feel.
Yeah.
To have you back again. Love is blind. Love is blind.
Going into the United Kingdom for You're Not Alone, Bree.
Yeah, I find this one very interesting. It is definitely not the theme song of Brexit because it's the opposite of what they've been going for over there. But look, I really like it. My concern being is I think it's probably a bit too generic poppy listen to the radio for Eurovision. I think it's a very fine line, between what is a song and what for Eurovision and what's just a really great pop song. But I think they've got great chemistry between the two of them. I thought they were related. They're not. It's Czech. They met on, I think, the X Factor. But no, again, it's fun, and I think it was a great song. I liked the graphics of the people behind. I thought that was really nice. You know, it was an inclusive thing.
Yeah, it felt like you were just dropped into one of their concerts, which was kind of cool. Didn't feel like super Eurovision-y in that sense. I was trying to pick out who the people in the background were. I thought they were just stock photography initially, but then I noticed like hints of Graham Norton in there as well, I think. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Graham Norton is their commentator.
good, solid pop song. I love the harmonies at the end of the two of them. That was really nice. Yeah, it was good.
I really like the song. It's really uplifting. I think it's really sweet. You can tell that the connection is really genuine. I really enjoyed watching that. And the harmonies is the real, and it's not just one for one harmonies. I really like that in the second verse, they're actually quite far away from each other and they travel.
I feel like I'm dancing in the sky. I come alive when I'm with you.
Let's jump into voting. Bree, what do you think?
Look, I would be quite happy if Joe and Jake came back from the UK. I think I'd like to see more from them because I agree their chemistry was excellent. But I mean, I'd wait every night for Donny, so he's got my vote.
All right, one for Donny from Lithuania. I'm going to vote for the United Kingdom. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, that's the one that I really connected with. So the tiebreaker, Mitch, what do you think?
This was really tough because I really liked both. Both had really different feels. I mean, both really solid pop songs, but I'm going to go with Lithuania.
Awesome. Except I've been betrayed. That's great. That's what it's all about. Awesome. We're halfway there. Let's go into Bulgaria versus Denmark. If Love Was a Crime versus Soldiers of Love. Love Was a Crime and the Soldiers of Love. Lots of love. Interesting matchup. A really popular song in Bulgaria and another weird non-qualifier from Denmark. But I think it was a really strong year. It was really hard to qualify that year. Thoughts on If Love Was a Crime?
The moment she walked out with those earrings and the costume, I'm like, that's going to light up. I know it's going to light up or it's going to change color. And the minute it did, I was just like, yes, that's incredible. Great song. Absolutely awesome song. Really feels like a pride anthem. I saw that there's a moment where someone was waving a rainbow flag. I'm like, yes, that is the feel of this song. Really loved it. And her dance moves. I want to go and learn that.
So good. I really like it. I think the choreo is great. It's nothing's overly intrusive in the presentation of it. The choreo is really nice, but it fits the song. She's just got this personality that comes through in the song that's really infectious.
I think she's just magic. This is a quintessential Eurovision song. It just is beautiful. I think the lyrics are fantastic. I love the chorus being not in English. Gives it a really great dimension. If I'm nitpicking, my only issue is I don't think they use the backing singers well, in the fact that the bringing them out just at the last second was a bit weird. So they maybe could have done something different there, but I'm nitpicking because it's spectacular.
Let's move on to Denmark's Soldiers of Love.
I love the moment where where he leans down and talks to the camera and then lifts it up to the sky and just sort of like points out to it. That was fun. You know, the three of them have really good chemistry. Good song. I mean, it's really tough going up against Bulgaria, but really good, really good.
I would have liked to see more harmonies. They're all singing unison or octaves throughout. That chemistry where they're one or the other singing, they're like, yeah, to each other. It's really nice. I love it. I march around the house to this song. I think it's just infectious and it's fun. They're quite different to the recording
on the CD this song. I feel it's very different in the performance, and I just would have loved them to have qualified to see if it would have been any different in the final.
Where does your vote sit on this one?
Oh, Holly has my vote. She's magic.
Yeah. Mitchell, what do you think?
Yeah, it's going to Bulgaria. Absolutely.
Yeah, and same here. That was an easy choice, even though both songs fast. If anyone's wondering where MelodiFIGHTivalen comes from, and you're unfamiliar with the selection process for a lot of Eurovision songs, the Swedish competition for their national final is huge. It's a big deal. It's almost a public holiday, I think, the final over in Sweden. And their competition is called MelodiFestivalen, the Melody Festival. So, all right, Austria and Georgia.
On chante dans un pays, loin d'ici, à la recherche du paradis. Dans un pays, loin d'ici, on chante. 1 million miles away, my flesh and bones are dreaming in the haze.
Austria versus Georgia, two really, really different styles. Yeah, let's talk about Loin d'ici from Austria. I really enjoy this one. I love that people were baffled that an Austrian entry was singing in French, but I love it. I'm here for it. And it's very enchanting, even though that's one of the lyrics in the song. It just, it just really takes you somewhere. I think Loin d'ici means far from here. And it's just this like fantastic journey. She's just very engaging and sweet, and was a real crowd favorite.
Yeah, no, she's a literal Disney princess. I just, she just radiates joy. And I just loved how happy she was. You could even hear it in her voice of just the joy of being there. I didn't like the graphics. I thought they took away. I thought it was very like, here's the sunshine that told me to do this. This is here. And I think she was engaging enough without having to do her little, here's the rainbow. But I understand as well, particularly because it is a song not in English. So they needed a bit of the visuals. But I just think she was enchanting enough without it.
I really like the graphics. I think if she was doing anything other than, walking forward, they'd be really distracting. But I don't think they were too overplayed. I love the style, the watercolor. It was very, the Beatles' Yellow Submarine in a sense as well. I thought it was really cool. She's so bright and bubbly, and it warms the heart. That was a really great song. Yeah,
awesome. And let's talk about Georgia, Midnight Gold. A really cool entry. I wouldn't be surprised if you hear this playing in like a Melbourne venue or something like that. The really distinctive visual style. I love that they leaned into that. Especially, I like the one where it was like when the yellow lights started flashing, I was a little bit, my eyes, but other than that, it was good. And I really like that motif, the guitar line.
Really cool number. And I think this is the most production that we've seen that wasn't just, on stage, but in the broadcast as well. The symmetry, the video effects, it was really cool.
This one was very interesting because it got a higher higher jury vote than the telly. Had quite a low telly vote, which I thought was interesting because this performance was built for the telly vote with all of those graphics rather than musically for just the staging and the people in the audience. If anyone's wondering where Noel Gallagher's been, he's clearly in this band playing one of the instruments. But yeah, I loved it. I love the finishing note, the end of the song. Like, it's so powerful and you want it to keep going. I just wanted the song to keep going because I was so into it. So I think it's great, and great to have a different genre in there. Really wakes you up, particularly when you're watching at 4 a.m. in the morning. So it's great to have a wake up.
Let's get into this vote. Bree, why don't you kick us off?
Oh, this is a tricky one. Georgia,
awesome.
Georgia.
Mitchell, where's your vote going?
Really, really tough. I mean, I love both. I'm just going to go with Georgia as well. I mean, it's not very Eurovision, which is the same reason I didn't go with the UK, but I mean, I love the song. It's just something I normally listen to.
You guys, I'm heartbroken.
I'm sorry. It's tough, really tough.
The Austrian entry is one of my favorites of the whole thing. I was really excited to see
Yeah.
But this is contest.
So sorry.
Well, my vote goes to Austria.
I'm so sorry.
I love it. It's beautiful. It's a song I'd still listen to now. But that's fine. I'm okay. All right. All right. Moving on to Sweden and Estonia.
If I was sorry, I'd take a vow of silence. Wouldn't say a single word. No, if I was sorry, I'd be on my hands and knees, begging pretty please. If I was sorry, but not for me.
If I Was Sorry versus Play, the Swedish and Estonian entries. Mitchell, thoughts on If I Was Sorry?
Oh, I love this one. Since my favorite song, Eurovision song, is Satellite by Lena. It's got that same sort of indie vibe feel. I love the kinetic typography on the back. I thought that was really well integrated. I thought it was cute. It was a really nice, simple performance. It was fun.
Yeah, this is an interesting one for me because the song I love, but I don't like the performance and the way it was presented. I don't know. I think the song is really funny when you think about it. It's basically like the biggest F you, I don't really care. And I think it was missing to it. But I think it needed a bit more of that fun because like the song is fantastic for that. Any song that name drops the post office as well, I think is hilarious.
I hold my breath till my face turn blue. I rob a bank in a post office too.
And his voice is fantastic. And I think he was 17. So I'm not saying his performance was bad. I really loved it. I just think they needed to play up how funny the song was and how, much of a bit of a FU it is. I think that's great.
I just wish he sang a bit more than Spoke sang. Obviously, it's the style of the song, so it's just a personal preference thing. I think both of these songs have this same issue, is that what's presented by the delegations, I don't think suits the performers perfectly. On the screen thing that they had, well, the dots that came together, is that every now and again some lyrics will pop up, but there was a close-up on him singing the word enough, but we never saw the full word. We only saw the O and a bit of the U.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shame. Yeah.
Like, why'd they change it when we can't see it?
Breathe until I got close enough.
Mitchell, thinking about Estonia.
I think the staging in the animation just felt too much like they were pitching to do a Bond opening. But I just don't think it did this song any favors. I liked his performance. Well, I liked the song. I'm not, I just wasn't sold on the performance as a whole. But the song was good.
I love it. I don't know what it is. You just see him, you think, oh, I wonder, what he's going to sound like. And I don't think it matches, which I think is really cool.
It's getting late.
I love the weird, creepy magician vibe. If I saw him walking down a dark alley, I probably wouldn't follow him, but I love it. I think it's so intriguing and interesting, and, the card trick, I don't know, magic's fun. Particularly matched up compared to some of the, more sit and stand ones. I really love it.
Yeah, I was here for this song as well. I really love his distinctive voice. He's not singing that deep. He's singing some really, really high notes in the song, but he's just got this really rich tone. I think what let this number down is that the serious vibe that they've given him to perform, or he may have chosen to, but it just doesn't suit his look, and they've dressed him really older. I think that it doesn't really match, and that put people off because I think this was the worst performing song of the year. It came last in the semi-final, and it was written by the writer and performer of Estonia's song the year before, "Goodbye to Yesterday," a really good song. And I really like this song. I love the tubular bells. I love that how it chugs along, and it's got this really jazzy vibe to it. I'm going to send my vote in this one, perhaps controversially, to Estonia. Mitch, what do you think? Sweden or Estonia?
Oh, I'm going with what was the other? Oh God,
You got
Sweden.
Sweden and
What was the other?
Estonia.
I'm going with Sweden.
Awesome. Bree, it's your turn for the tiebreaker.
This is hard. I really love Sweden's song, but I don't think they took the advantage of having one of the most entertaining and interesting lyrically, and it didn't come across. And I think Estonia's fun. I think they got a really raw deal coming last. And if I was thinking of what I would like to see more of, like whose concert I would like to be, I don't know if that's really what I should be basing it on. It's just opinion based. Sorry, Sweden. Estonia.
The Eurovision passion, this is what it comes down to.
My Swedish sister-in-law is going to hate me.
Well, Sweden always does well in Eurovision. I'm sure we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think give someone else a chance.
They'll bounce back.
So that's a top 5 entry out in round 1. So we had the song "If I Were Sorry" from Sweden and "What Colour Is Your Life" from Poland, 5th and 8th position in the actual final. So very interesting. We've got one more match left for this first episode. We're going into the Mediterranean island nations of Malta and Cyprus, which I thought was an interesting matchup.
I can't get enough of your love, 'cause I feel like I can walk on water, and now I'm gonna join in the middle. Don't ever sunrise, life is a miracle. Saw it in your eyes, under a spotlight, out in the moonlight, howling for you.
The final match of today, we've got Malta versus Cyprus. Sung fantastically with someone performing whilst quite pregnant. I remember being like, yes, get it. It was so cool. And Cyprus, co-written by the band and Thomas Gison, a Swedish composer who's composed 15 Eurovision songs and 2 junior Eurovision songs and multiple more national final songs. One of them being this year's French entry and 2012's Euphoria, one of the most popular Eurovision songs, Eurovision winners.
Forever till the end of time. From now I know that you and I going
Let's start off with Malta. I already said how I was like, yeah, get it. There hasn't been much dancing so far this year from what we've seen, so it was really cool to see a dancer and some cool breaking and acrobatic stuff in there. I liked the little bit of interaction they had. And man, she's got some pipes on her. There's the first time you get to the chorus, she has these intervals going up, 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 up. And she just keeps climbing through this like huge range.
I feel like I can walk on water.
Yeah, I love it. She's incredible. She is just incredible. Her voice is so consistent through the whole thing. She just makes you feel safe. I know that sounds weird, but when you're listening to a performance that you feel is so consistent, you kind of feel safe. Like she's got this from the start. She's obviously very heavily influenced from Angelina Jolie's Leg. That was a huge thing a couple of years ago. I don't know if this is that this year, but yeah, I found that in there. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I didn't like the dancer as much. Didn't think it needed it. And I found the bit at the end where he's kind of like wiping his hand on the ground with a bit of lights being the water, but yeah, it reminded me like he had something in his hand and he was trying to get it off. He was really good, but I didn't know if it needed it. because she was so spectacular. But yeah, she's brilliant.
I kind of feel silly not noticing she was pregnant until the end where she was rubbing her belly. I was like, oh, interesting. I liked the dancer. I thought it was really good, but I feel like there should have either been more or none. I think with just one, it was a little bit distracting, but I mean, it was amazing regardless. And her voice is so powerful and that song is incredible. I think it was a really good number.
All right, so moving on to the Cypriot entry, -1's Alter Ego. Yeah, solid song, lots of guitar, so many guitars. The movers were really showing you how many movers there were in the rig, just everywhere. I enjoyed the sort of howling motifs throughout. The song didn't grab me too much when I first heard it. Like I couldn't tell you what the song sounded like until we came back to it. But yeah, solid. Good presentation.
It had very much battling Seizure Robots vibes for me, with all the line movement and that kind of thing. I love that they had actual staging. Yeah, it's really like gets in your body. You wanna dance around. Yeah, it's a good song.
Awesome. And Mitch?
Yeah. Well, there was, a lot going on visually, but I mean, it matched the song. It was really intense. It was cool. I liked the dogs that would pop up from time to time. And then the howling was pretty awesome. Really good. It was cool.
Awesome. Mitch, do you want to start us off with the last vote of this episode?
Oh, I'm giving it to Malta for this one. I mean, her pipes were incredible. And yeah, got to go to Malta all the way.
Awesome. Bree?
Yeah, I've got to go to Malta. She convinced me that I literally could just walk into the ocean and I'd be fine. I'd follow her.
I agree. Yeah, Malta all the way for me. Bree, I think that makes every single one you voted for has gone through so far. I think Bree is the winner of the episode. I'm not sure if that's what the show's about, but if it is, you've won.
Am I either the winner or have basic opinions? I don't know.
I don't know. You're just very agreeable. Well, we've got our entries. Let's look at what's made it through to the second round so far. So we have Ukraine, Italy, Czech Republic, Lithuania, Bulgaria, Georgia, Estonia, and Malta. Hey, Mitchell, thanks so much for joining us for our very first episode. Yeah.
That was fun. No, thanks for having me. It was really good.
Thanks for fighting with us, Mitchell.
Yes. Melody fighting with us.
Next time, let's do it in person.
Yeah.
Me too. I don't know where my camera is.
Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments who you would have voted for.
And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button.
And please consider subscribing.
See ya.
Bye-bye.